a lot of us know your market. I get so many people say, I want to do this asset class, but where do you want to do it? And well, I want to be in Santa Monica and I want a 7 cap single tenant net lease. Okay, that's not going to happen. So really know your market, know what's going on there, know what you have to invest. So many people just want to get out there and start investing money that you really need to educate yourself before you start investing.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Cody Crabb, your host with Investor Fuel, and today I'm joined by Joe Killinger. Now, he is an entrepreneur and commercial real estate operator who is building multiple companies, which are all designed to work together across different industries: brokerage, financing, and commercial real estate growth. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what it looks like to build a commercial real estate business, how a smaller firm can kind of be competitive with the bigger ones, and what Joe himself is seeing in the market right now. Joe, thank you so much for joining us today.
Cody, thank you for having me on. Very much appreciated.
It's lovely to have you. It's lovely to have you. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things I wanted to start with is this multiple companies working together thing is pretty unique. It's not something I've heard a whole lot. So I'm curious, can you tell me how was this built? I mean, what was the catalyst for you starting these, or for these being started in the first place? And then why multiple? Why did they start stacking on top of each other? What problems were you fixing?
It wasn't planned. I'll tell you that.
It rarely is, I've discovered that.
It's kind of an interesting story, actually. So, we've built companies before. We've built 3 companies prior. Actually, we built more than that, but 3 of them that we really held on to. And we got them to $5 million revenue in the first 18 months. And they were over different time frames. A couple of them were before the internet was really going yet. So that was interesting. But we were able to layer one on top of the other, and it worked very, very well. So, but we had Commercial Brokers International, actually was one of the first 3 that we started. And we were always doing a lot of marketing. And so we started pulling in clients from around the globe. One of them came to us from Australia. And they said, okay, we're coming to the United States. At the time, we only had about 10 agents in our company. We were pretty small at the time. We're at mid-20s now. But they came over here. We helped them find 7 retail locations, 9 outlets, a couple warehouses, headquarters for their offices, or headquarters, and then housing for all their employees, retail housing for all the employees, which we'd never done before. So we pulled in some good people to pull those favors in. And then we did all that work for them in about a year and a half. And they said, we want to move across the country. And here we are, this small little commercial real estate brokerage company sitting in West LA. And we're like, well, we can't do that. And so we ended up losing them as a client, which was very painful at the time. Now, long story short, they ended up not going very far. Their management wasn't great, so they ended up falling apart. But it still hurt. And I just thought at that time, man, there's something that we've got to do to really make sure this doesn't happen to us in the future. So I'm always trying to look forward about what we as a company can be doing better. and how can we be more competitive in the marketplace? And so I knew that we needed to be joining an affiliate network. And we were just really busy right now. We're in the middle of getting rid of a couple of our companies. We just wrapped up selling our property management company prior to COVID because when COVID came around, we didn't know what was going to happen. So we knew we needed to keep our brokerage. That's where the money was at. Property management, we got somebody to buy it. They kept all the employees. And so now I had time on my hands. COVID hits. I'm going, okay, we got to join affiliate network. So I started calling around all affiliate networks and I found out what they all charge you. And there's an annual fees, there's transaction fees, they just fee you to death. And I'm like, well, here's why no little smaller independent firms are able to do this because they can't afford it. And so that really gnawed at me. I mean, we were one of them. We couldn't afford to do what they were doing.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And so it really bothered me. And I just kind of like, okay, we got to figure something out. And then it took me a while and months, maybe even a year. And I came up with, let's build our own. We've got COVID going. We're going in, it'd been a while. And so let's just build our own. And now how do we do that? I had no idea. And so I just started getting on the phones and say, listen, we've got our commercial brokerage company here. This is what we do. I mean, I look back at it. It's pretty damn funny, Cody. It was terrible. I mean, I look back and go, wow, I wouldn't have taken my call. And fortunately, I ran into one lady. I mean, I was calling all day. I still do actually, but
Wow.
you have to vet everybody out. You have to go in and look at their reviews. You've got to go in and look at their website. You got to look at their clients. You got to make sure there's not been any lawsuits, and then you got to reach out to them. So it takes a long time to really vet somebody out before you actually reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally found one person in Las Vegas, Natalie Wainwright. If you're listening, thank you very much for being or member #1 of the Commercial Real Estate Affiliate Network. And I thought, here we go. We're at 2 now. And, then it really was slow. It didn't jump like I anticipated. Right. And so, but we're at 35 now, 35 members, and
Nice.
It's going great. And we've got a great group. So, but now the way I set it up was completely different than anybody else because these independent brokerages can't afford to pay these fees. So I set it up where it's free. It's absolutely free. So everybody's like, well, wait a second. How are you making money? I'm like, well, I'm not, but the way that would generate revenue is our agents in our commercial real estate brokerage firm can now do deals across the country. So our brokerage is making money that way. And so that's how we justified it. And we've got 4, going on 5 clients that are using the affiliate network. So we got deals closing around the country right now that if we didn't have the affiliate network, we wouldn't be able to do it. And so it's just set up to where, let's say, Cody, you're a commercial broker in Texas. I get somebody that wants to go to Texas. I'll call you up, say, Cody, I want to refer this client to you. Let's negotiate the referral fee. What is it? We go back and forth. We have a minimum. There's a minimum of 20%. But if I want to handle everything, I just want you to pull properties. I can say, Cody, how about I give you 10%? You just pull the properties and then I'll do the rest. So it's very, these independent brokerages are all entrepreneurial. So it's all designed for me not to let you have free reign of what you're doing. But we will eventually, when we get to a certain size, we'll start doing sponsorships and stuff like that. And it really enhance the experience of being a member of the affiliate network. So now we've got the brokerage and we've got the affiliate network that's growing. I think it's the fastest growing affiliate network in the country right now. So we really have got, we've got a lot going on with that. So then we thought, one of the problems we were having was good lenders around the country. So we launched Icon Capital Advisors, which is our third company. It's actually a partnership with BMC Mortgage. who's done a lot of our stuff because we do investing as well. And so those three companies, Commercial Brokers International, Commercial Real Estate Affiliate Network, and Icon Capital Advisors, all work together to make the experience of buying, selling, leasing real estate a great experience. And honestly, I look back at in who I really focused on was Richard Branson, the way he set all of his companies up and the way they all intermingled together. And I mean, obviously, this is real estate. His was more hotels, planes, Virgin Cola. I don't know if you remember that one, all that stuff. But I did a lot of reading on him, and so we had conversations with a lot of people that had done something similar to that. And so, but it's working very well. It's fun building these companies. A lot of people think, it's so hard to do that. And it's truly not. It's truly not that hard. It's just, it is a lot of work, so, but
I'd like to dig right in on there, because as soon as you said not hard, but it is a lot of work, my brain instantly goes, well, that's hard. That's what hard is. So I'm curious what you mean by that.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
It's a lot of hours. I mean, I used to cut trees for a living, so that's hard work. When you have to climb a tree, cut in Loyola Marymount here in West LA, I was cutting a palm tree, was swaying in the wind, had a chainsaw going. You have to cut the palm trees from the bottom up. That's falling down on you. There's a rat's nest. There's baby snakes up there. They'd fall on you before they hit the ground. To me, and I grew up on a farm in Nebraska, so that was work to me.
Yeah,
this being in an office,
like work. You're right.
Yeah, this being in an office wearing a suit every day is not. Or actually, you don't need to be in a suit every day, but
Yes, I got to figure it out.
Yeah, well, when I was cutting trees, this is kind of a funny story. I was cutting trees at Loyola Marymount. I saw these young, beautiful girls, and I was in my early 20s. All these young, beautiful women that were going to college there, and I thought they're never going to talk to me. Man, the day I get to go to an office and wear a suit and talk to women like this, I'm going to every day. And so, that's where that came from. But yeah,
sometimes I ask people's origin stories. Sometimes it just kind of reveals itself.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
That
was my
I know what you mean,
motivation.
though. Yeah. I know what you mean, though. Like when you say work, like working hard, I very much understand that perspective, because it's like, is it really work to just sit at a computer? I mean, So
I mean, I grew up on a working farm in Nebraska. When you got to get up and do chores before you go to school, and I see what a lot of my family members are still doing back there. That's really hard work. But to sit here and make calls and talk to people and build relationships every day, and come at something and seeing something grow the way it's growing for us on all three of these platforms, that's truly rewarding. And I love that. I love building these companies. These are companies we want to hold and maintain and operate for a long time.
So you mentioned some of these early calls. I would be very interested to know, like you said, like I hear those calls back now. I'm curious, like what did those early conversations sound like, and what was the actual like why did the first people join is what I want to know. Like what was it that made you like worthy to take a chance on, if you really did sound quite that inexperienced?
I did.
Or whatever.
It was terrible. I look back now. I wish I recorded it because it was so bad. I mean, I think the first one was sympathy. I think that's why Natalie actually signed up. She just felt terrible for me. She goes, because I was just very honest. I said, listen, this is what I'm trying to build. And this is what I want to do. And I want to get it to a certain size. And this is my promise to you. And they go, well, how are you going to monetize? I said, I'm not going to monetize it.
Oh, well,
we
good luck
want to
with
do
that.
deals around the country, and we want our agents to be able to do deals around the country. And, I spoke from my heart. I just told them exactly how I felt. And, it's honestly, it's been, it was a few years in the making, and we're just now getting traction with it. But I was doing a call yesterday with a bunch of the people in the affiliate network, a bunch of our members. recruiting in commercial real estate is very difficult. So we have something that we all think we should talk about as a group. We'll do a Zoom call. And yesterday we talked about recruiting in commercial real estate because it's so hard. And we just brainstorm about what we can be doing better, what's working in certain markets, what can we be trying. And I was amazed how we came across things that were you would think are pretty simple, but when you're in the middle of it, you're in the middle of building something you don't really think about. Like, for example, having a Google business profile page. I
Yeah,
couldn't
pretty
believe the
basic.
number of people. Yeah, the basics, oh yeah, God, I didn't even know you should do that. They're the best agents in the world, but they're running the business. Having this group of people that can get together and communicate, very powerful. And I'm sitting there looking at some of these people. I'm like, I saw Patrick Reynolds sitting there. He's been with us. He was within the top 10 people that signed up on the affiliate network. Why he signed up, I don't know. I had nothing to offer him, but they're there for me in the meetings, they're there for me. So I'll bend over backwards to make sure that they're going to make money by being a member of this.
Well, I mean, there you said it right there. You said you didn't have anything to offer him, but you did. You're willing to like really go the extra
Yeah.
mile, and so I think that clearly is what you're offering.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It's very important that when you're building something like this, that you build what you really want. You want to be true to it, and that's no matter what you're doing. If you're
Yeah,
building a
definitely.
brokerage, you're building any kind of business, be true to it.
That's a good little that's a good
I've
solid little
learned,
piece of advice there. Yeah,
you
no
know,
kidding.
I was building we had it was a tennis string company, but we also it was called the RRD. We ended up selling portion of it off. It was a tennis training company, but we also had a piece of it that would track people that would skip. So we owned a bunch of properties in Texas, and some person came up with the idea that owned multifamily properties and these were class B and C. They would come up with the idea of, let's do $100 moves you in, because obviously they need to get their building filled up, right? So that really took off across the state, or at least around Dallas, I should say the city. I don't know if it was outside of it, but, and all of a sudden these people move in on that $100 and they wouldn't leave until eviction started. 8 weeks later, you're starting an eviction, but there's nobody tracking them. So we built a system, and we had to be I came with pages of stuff I wanted to document so we could make sure that these people would quit doing this. There's a lot of laws. So we had a judge in Dallas. We had multiple attorneys helping
Wow.
us set everything up. And so we came up with a platform, and it worked very, very well. I probably too well, because one of our biggest competitors came along, saw the market share we're starting to take, and went out to all of our people and just offered them 1 year free tenant screening.
Well,
Yeah,
wow.
that hurt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Talk
That's a
about
sign you're doing something right, though, I would say.
Yeah, but it sure put us in dire need, so
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
it was kind of tough. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and they
think it
kept doing that for quite a while, and we
Oh,
just couldn't recover from it. So we ended up selling that off. But
gotcha.
building something that, I don't know, I didn't really believe in that company that much anyway. I got in the middle of it, was just building it to build it. And really the passion wasn't there. So when I saw the opportunity to remove, and I just like, okay, let's
See, I think that's a really that's a revealing's maybe not the best word, but I think that's telling that, even though that seems like a no-brainer, easy, awesome, gimme idea, like
yeah,
I feel like if you wanted to fight back with the competitor and like really try, and you maybe could have made it work, but like you said, I think what the
yeah,
driving force behind all of anything is like this invisible motivation. Like if you don't want to, if it's not what you want, it's just not going
yeah,
to happen, I don't think.
yeah, yeah. Because when you're building a company, your focus, your energy, it needs to be hyper focused. You've got to be really on it. You got to really thinking about, this is what I need to do. How do I make this better? How do I make it easier? How do I help my potential clients with their pain points? It's got to be all about the people that you're trying to attract to your business. And, in brokerage, in the affiliate network, and it's different for us because in the brokerage, for us as the brokerage owner, it's the agents as well as their clients. For the affiliate network, it's our members and their
Mm,
clients. And then obviously with Icon Capital, the mortgage company is with our agents and their clients, again, are mostly just direct to our clients. But yeah, it's, you really got to remove yourself. You just got to really know what you're bringing to the marketplace and how is it beneficial to everybody.
yeah. All right. So it sounds like when you kind of got on the scene, um, that you were kind of running into, this is kind of a universal problem for kind of these independent operators across the US, right? Um,
Yeah.
so what's the biggest mistake they tend to make when they're trying to compete with these huge national players? Like what is it that they don't realize about
That they
the
can compete. Here's the thing. That's the main thing is you can compete. You just need to find you need to find your way. I mean, we've got I don't know how the total number of deals right now going through the affiliate network. I'm not sure what the number is, but it's a good number because these agents were on this call yesterday and they were talking about deals they're working together. If you're building something, you've got to, like this, you've got to understand that there's a way to make it work. How do you make it work? And what steps you need to take? I mean, we saw that there was a need. So we just figured out that, you know what, let's make it work for everybody. And I think you just got to have an open mind to be willing to look at all angles. If you look at most of the very successful entrepreneurs, they've hit a wall at some point and they've had to pivot, or they've had to figure out a way to get around it or get through it. One
I
or
think
the
it's
other.
easy for people to look at kind of someone super successful, and it's the survivor's bias. Like the reason you know who
Yeah.
they are is because they
Yeah.
happened to succeed, but you don't see all the millions of failures before they got to that point. Of course, they share the
Yeah.
part of their story that is successful. So it's
Well,
very I think a lot of times it's easy to forget that, like, everybody's failing as much as you are. Like it's a universal experience.
you know what? It's so Elon Musk if they always talk about his success, right?
Uh-huh.
They forget that with Tesla, he put everything into that business and was sleeping on friends' couches. He put it on. There it is. There's everything. Either we make it or we don't. How many people are willing to do that? Whether you like him or not, I mean, you probably don't need to go that far that you throw everything on the line for it, but
Yeah.
you've got to find a way. But so we were the broker of record for the Boring Company when they were out here in Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And talk about hiring the right people. These people were, I mean, I've being around people that he hired. It's a lot of fun because they're so damn smart and they just had this way to problem solve in just on their feet. They could just think so fast. So we're doing real estate deals with them. They were more tech people, but we would run across a problem. We would explain it to them. They'd come back the next day and they had it. I'm like, how? Yeah, I was like, okay,
Yeah. All right. Well,
we smart people.
yeah, smart people are smart people. If I've discovered one
Yeah.
thing, it's if you're smart in one thing, a lot of times you are pretty capable in a lot
Well, I
of
think
areas too.
it came with some confidence. They've had success.
Sure. Yeah.
The Boring Company, we ended up only doing a few deals with them because they got closed down here in LA. They ended up
Mhm.
in a bunch of lawsuits,
Yeah.
but it was sure an experience to see that whole process.
Yeah. All right. So, you said it's mostly just realizing that they can compete. And so I wonder, like, would you say it's like within the strategy, the branding, the recruiting, like what is it that what part of it are they like, there's no way we could possibly, like, marketing's probably a big one, right? Because there are
Yeah.
these massive marketing
Yeah.
budgets compared to you.
Yeah. Well, marketing budgets these days, you don't have to spend. I mean, we're not spending for our brokerage. Well, actually, none of them. We don't spend on ads. We create content. And if you Google a commercial broker in Los Angeles, you're going to see our company come up number 1 or number 2 under the paid ads because we're putting content out. We get reviews constantly. We write white papers. We make sure they're published. And we're constantly putting blogs out. I mean, put a blog out. Actually, I'm supposed to have one out today. I completely forgot. Uh, so like, that's what I forgot. I knew there was
There you
something.
go. Yeah, it's on the
Um,
list.
yeah, no, it is. It's on the list to get done today. So it'll go out today, but it's putting the content out. And so you don't need to spend a lot of money, but the time, you got to put the time into it. You got to write the blog. You got to write the white paper, and there's no better time, with AI, it's kind of a blank slate right now. And it's going to fill up pretty quickly. So if you're writing white papers and you're putting down that this is what I just did, and this is the market I just did it in, and somebody goes into AI and puts in, hey, I want to find this person, this type of person doing this kind of work in this area, it's going to find you and now you're the authority figure in that marketplace.
Yeah.
So you got to figure that out and get creating content for it.
Yeah, very important to bring
like
up the AI angle for sure, because that's people. I want to say it's starting to compete with Google searches, which is terrifying to me. That's crazy.
It is.
And so you got to be ready. You got to get on that. And I've definitely seen. I mean, clearly, I'm no stranger to content creation, but but I know that I can testify that is that is a real thing.
Yeah.
So
you want to gear your content toward not just Google SEO. You want to target it toward AI as well.
Yeah, I've started to see AI it's I don't remember the acronym, but it's like AI optimization.
Yes, it's 3-letter. I was trying to think of it too, and I completely lost. I want AEG or something like that, but that's not right. Or AIG.
Yeah. But that's even a whole new thing. So it's important to stay on top of things, especially if you're relying so much on those methods to get found and stuff. Okay, so as apart from like the actual logistics of the business, I'm curious, like, what kind of leader do you need to be? What does someone need to become if they want to kind of build multiple companies? I mean, what is the difference between leading one company and multiple companies, other than just you're probably really busy?
Actually, not that much. We've got a good team, but you want to be, and this always sounds kind of corny when I say it, but you want to be leading from the front, not the back. You want to be the person out there taking charge and, kind of snow plowing so everybody else behind you has a little bit easier. So you want to be the person that's really in the charge. You're first to the other line, and it's very important because people will see you. It's tough. I used to have a manager that, he would sit in his office all day, hardly ever see him, but he'd just bark orders, tell you what to do. And then I experienced somebody that was out in the field with me. I would just tag along. I'm like, okay, this is what I needed. This is the person I need to be around. Somebody that's out there doing it, understands it, has the feel of what's going on in the marketplace. So lead from the front.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
That's
hire somebody that leads from the front.
Yeah, there you go. Someone needs to lead from the front.
Yes, you've got to have a leader from the front. You can't be pushing from the back. Otherwise, it's going to eventually it's going to get all piled up. If you're leading from the front, you can turn and look and say, okay, follow me. Let's do this. If there's questions, you show them how to do it.
Yeah, I think that's great. The just a couple more questions here as we're winding down. So because our audience is full of real estate investors, I'm curious, what do you think is the biggest opportunity in commercial real estate right now that you're seeing that is kind of, if you're paying attention, then you'll catch it?
Right. So we're seeing a lot. Our phone has been ringing a good amount for industrial outdoor storage. That's one that's been good. It's hard to find though. Hard to find good industrial outdoor storage. And you can't believe the amount of calls we're getting for office buildings. I've been surprised. Yeah.
I guess return to office is happening a little quicker than
it's a thing. Yeah. It's really there.
Yeah.
You see it in our building here. I'm in a high rise in West LA. Yeah. You see it here. So, parking lot's pretty full, but, multifamily, investment sales were pretty slow there for a while and they're really starting to pick up now. So investment sales are good as well.
Yeah.
Depending on your asset class.
Yeah. That's great to hear. Okay. So if people want to work with you, what do they need? What do they need to be? Where do they need to live? What do they need? What do they need to be looking for if they want
I
to work
talk
with
to
you?
people around the country every day, Cody. You can just go on to joekillinger.co. Matter of fact, if you're thinking about getting into brokerage, I've written a booklet that's on there under Learn. So go into joekillinger.co, go to Learn. There's a blog there too, if you can check that out. And it'll be your first 90 days in commercial real estate. And everything on my website is free. It's free for everybody to use. If you're thinking about launching your own real estate brokerage firm, you're an agent thinking about launching your own brokerage firm, you can go right below that one. And it's how George and I, my business partner, he's the CEO of our brokerage. When we launched our company, the process we went through to launch ours, made a lot of mistakes. You don't have to, because you can learn from our mistakes. And then right now, I've been doing a lot of meetings on how to recruit in commercial real estate. So there'll be a new booklet up about that. But there's templates on there. If you're an investor or broker, there's templates that you can go get. If there's suggested reading that you can go get, lots of goodies on there. Again, it's all free. And it's just something that when I was getting started in real estate, Cody, everybody kept everything close to their chest. And it used to drive me nuts because I knew they knew the answers that I needed of my questions, but they wouldn't give it to me. So maybe I'm going a little bit overboard and going, here you go. There it is.
Well, it's funny that you say
And-
that, because that's a huge deal at Investor Fuel. That is like a massive thing that we preach. The CEO Mike Hambright, he's very like all about let's just share the knowledge, like share what you have, and rising tide lifts all ships. So I think that is clearly you get it. Like I think sharing things doesn't ever bring you down.
there's plenty of business out there for everybody. We had a few broker owners sitting in our office a few weeks ago, and it's a taboo if you're a broker owner to talk about your commission splits, right? So one of them kind of asked me, well, what are your splits? I mean, in the ballpark. And I said, ballpark? I said, I'll tell you exactly what they are. And I just went down there, because, we're two different types of companies. And so we're probably not even recruiting the same type of people, but in the end, they're going to find out anyway. So it might as well just come from me. I try and be an open book as much as I can. Obviously, when it comes to investing, there's certain things we can't do because we're raising money right now, but this is syndication, so we got to keep some of that kind of tight. But yeah, it's, we just try to be an open book.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much. I think we've had a lot of really good information here. And people should definitely head to that website. It sounds like you've got a ton of really great stuff there that's just hanging out for free. So for sure worth a visit, it sounds like. You said it was joekillinger.co?
Yep.
It's .co. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Head over there and check it out. And one last question. I like to wrap up with this. So let's say I put you on stage. We're at a massive real estate investor conference. You have a bunch of people in that room. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds, like for one thought to share with everybody that you think will move the needle the most in like how successful they are. Like I turn the mic over to you. What is the thing that you say, the one little nugget that you think would have the biggest effect?
A lot of us know your market. I get so many people say, I want to do this asset class, but where do you want to do it? And I want to be in Santa Monica and I want a 7 cap single tenant net lease. Okay, that's not going to happen. So really know your market, know what's going on there, know what you have to invest. So many people just want to get out there and start investing money that you really need to educate yourself before you start investing, understand and know who you're investing with. And for God's sakes, find somebody like Investor Fuel that you can go watch, because there's those 20-year-old life coaches that are out there. You don't want to listen to those, right?
Yeah. And it's scary how real they look too. Like anybody could make something legit looking nowadays. So that's,
yeah. So
important.
You don't want to be listening to those guys about life advice because they've not lived any life. Listen to people that have done what you want to do only. Don't go listen to people that have bought a house and flipped it. And now all of a sudden they're a big investor. Go find somebody that has done what you do or want to do and listen to them.
Yeah, sometimes when someone's selling a course on how to do something, I'm like, then why aren't you doing that instead of selling this course? Like, what, what I mean? It's always like, that's great.
Yeah.
That is so good. Thank you so much for that. Joe, thanks for joining us today. And thanks for everyone for listening. If you're out there Appreciate you listening. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until then, we'll see you on the next episode of Real Estate Pros.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.